I'm Scott Moore, and I'm a performance engineer. I help to make software and applications faster, better, more resilient. Join me as we take the performance tour.
All right, let's talk about meat puppets. Have you ever heard the term meat puppet? This is when a candidate that is trying to go for a position is committing fraud. I have actually seen this, I've witnessed this, I'd heard about it, I didn't believe it until I saw it. Where a candidate is on a screen doing an interview remotely through some kind of video conferencing, and they are mouthing words on the screen like this. But there's somebody else off the screen that's actually talking for them. So they're listening to the questions that are being asked, and they just start doing this. And they act like they're reading something off, and you can tell something's wrong, but there's somebody else talking in the background answering the questions, and when that guy stops talking off screen, then the candidate just stops talking. Now, sometimes they actually go even further and make their internet connection really bad, where you can hardly see their face, or it comes in and out, and then they'll get an excuse to say, I'm turning my camera off, and they'll just go by audio. So then when you hear the person on the phone, they're like, yes, this is how we do this. And then they get there, and the guy who's sitting behind the desk that you thought was your candidate says, hey, how you doing? My name's Lou, right? And they can't even perform the task. Well, now you've went through all of this stuff that you had to do for HR, paperwork, you're getting them signed, you're like, well, maybe I'll just give them a chance and see if they can actually do it. I know that's probably happening in other fields, but I have really seen it more. I mean, obviously in the technical fields it will be more, but for performance engineering especially, it's just crazy. And it's like, how can you expect to get some kind of integrity in the role these days? So that, just my thoughts. Don't be a meat puppet. Don't be a meat puppet. There's one thing that you really can't do easily, and that is speed up time. You cannot substitute the value of time in your life to gain real world experience. And so the meat puppet is trying to get there quicker. And that's not the only tactic that people use to try to get there quicker. I mean, I've heard of, the Carnegie Mellon CMMI level 1, CMMI level 5. Well, we're a CMMI level 5 company, and they've been around for like 2 years. You haven't experienced enough of the journey to go through all the mistakes and all the problems that you're going to have to go through to get to CMMI level 5 or whatever it is. The target, I mean, it's not about reaching the destination. It's about going through that journey, making those mistakes, learning from it, hands-on experiential knowledge, not something that you Googled, not something that you just researched in a paper, not something you got in college, but actually doing the work. There's nothing that's going to substitute for that. So focus on the doing, not just the learning or even the knowing. You may know something, but then you might actually go and do it, and you might find out that what you know isn't really the truth, and it really doesn't work that way. Or maybe it did work that way when that book was written, but it doesn't work that way now. Things change. And especially, IT, they're changing. Something that was written 2 or 3 years ago might not even be valid anymore. Right? One major software release can change something of an operating system, how people think. So, just food for thought from the Scotter.